Hello guys and welcome to another episode of Brainwave Boulevard. Today on episode 5, I'm going to be showing you guys how to play Awakening Ranger on Black Desert. So first things first, let's look at our skill tree. Now let's look at our Awakening skill tree. And for our core skills, we want to select Waltz of Wind because it has a low cooldown. So this is very nice for like patching up some protection, which I'm gonna go over later. The rest of these have some pretty niche uses. Besides Nature's Tremble, never take Nature's Tremble. This is probably the worst one. Do not take it. Okay, so first things first, let's go over movement. So first off, we have our dash, which is just right click in any direction. I guess not LD, but any direction, so you can change directions like that. And during this animation, you're gonna see this red icon. I'm gonna go over what all the icons you're gonna be seeing later after the movement section, but just know that it's just protections. So we have our dash, then we have our Waltz of Wind, which is the W plus F. After Waltz of Wind, we have our Breezy Blade, which is just a left click, and after Breezy Blade, we have Rushing Wind. What else do we have? We also have our Shift Space, which is our Winds of the Prairie. We have our Shift E, and that should be it. What we also have is our bow form, right? And for our protections in bow form, we have this protection where you use your dash kick first, then you space, then right click for evasive landing shot. You can do it twice in a row, but it'll use your evasive explosion shot. So like, let's say you do something like this. It's gonna use your landing shot first, then hold on. Then it's gonna use your evasive explosion shot second. So I would not recommend doing this animation unless you're very far from an enemy, because certain classes have extremely long CC ranges like Ranger, which I'm gonna go over later. Now the bread and butter of our movement in the bow form is gonna be our right click, holding any direction. We also have our shift A or D, then shift right click. And that should be it for our protections. Now to go over the icons I didn't explain earlier. This blue icon you see, as you see I'm holding S, this is a frontal guard. This means that any damage that comes from the front is gonna be reduced in damage, and if it's a CC, the CC will not land. But if someone is behind you, so let's say I'm behind this guy right here and I'm holding S. If he decides to do a knockdown, then I would get knocked down. The yellow icon, which you see here, with a breezy blade, and mostly our rushing wind, that's a super armor. What super armor is that it's a protection that negates all CC, and I think reduces some damage, right? All yellow icons, right? And we finally have our red icons, right? Red. This is red. Hold on. This one's mostly red. This one's red at the start, becomes yellow at the end. What that means is that this is an iframe. Okay? What iframes mean is that you're just invincible during this time. You can't be hit, no damage will be taken, no CC will be landed or land. And if someone tries to grab you, like so, then it will not go off because you're invincible at this time, or you're in avoid mode. So you can use a grab to get someone out of super armor, or SA for short. So if I was in SA right here and this guy was not CC'd and he grabbed me while I was right in his face, I would get grabbed just like this. Except that would be me on the ground. Now, let me think. Our movement, how should I say this? You're gonna be blazing through your movements really fast, right? So you're gonna need to use them wisely. You're gonna have to rotate which movement skills you do. Because our CDs are so long that you can't just have an infinite loop, right? If I try to do the same loop again that I just did, it's not gonna work. So, movement is just a feel that you have to get used to. So, I'm gonna perform a infinite protection chain. And what that basically is supposed to show you is that Ranger basically has infinite protection. Okay? And what this means is that we're gonna be fishing for our CCs, just like that. What I just did was a Blasting Gust, which is this CD. Then I did a Twisting Wind and to C-Swap. And our C-Swap is gonna be our frontal protection if our Blasting Gust does not land. So you see, Blasting Gust, Blasting Gust, and then that hop was a super armor, so I would be CC protected during that time, and then the C-Swap is just in case. It's also an easy way to go back into Awakening, which has much greater mobility, or faster mobility than our bow form. Now, let's go over our CCs. We have our Blasting Gust, we have our Shotgun, we have our Charging Arrow, we have our Regeneration. Okay, I guess he resisted it, but that's a knockdown. We have our Grab. Yeah, see, that's a knockdown. We have our Float. What else do we have? We have our Bound. In PvP, that is not a knockdown, but I guess these are NPCs, so they're knocked down. What else do we have? We have our Watts of Wind, so hold on, C-Swap. Our Watts of Wind, our Breezy Blade, and our Rushing Wind, they are all stiffness / bounds. So if you find yourself where your enemy is like, it's like that, then just grab them, because that's an easy grab. Okay, so moving on. That's all our CCs. Now what we're gonna go over is combos. So basically, if you're in a group setting, then you should let your teammates do all the damage, because most of our good skills are gonna be non-iframe, like, or non-SA slash iframe. So you're gonna get peeled off pretty quickly, and as a ranger, you're extremely squishy. So what you need to do is you let your teammates do all the damage for you. So what I'll do, I'll just do something like this, right? I will perform the second knockdown, and then just let my teammates do all the damage. What what else could you do? There's also, in a 1v1 situation, you have the capability of just one-shotting anyone with just one combo. So at that point, just have no fear, do your entire combo on them, and they should die. So the combo I like to use, okay, they would get grabbed, Q space for Tempest, Wailing Wind, Regeneration, Elven Rage, blah blah blah. And that puts up at a lot of debuffs, right? You see these debuffs up here? So let's go over that one more time. Like so. The main issue with all that is that half our skills are going to be frontals in that combo, and it's really easy to just go behind someone while they're on someone who's downed, right? So let's go over this combo one more time. Let's say I grab, so let's go, I grab, Q, space, right click, regeneration, Elven Rage, and then I was supposed to left click, but that didn't work because I was too slow. So I'll just continue on this dummy. We go F, S off really quickly because you want to do it mid-air. Then after that, you're gonna press Shift F. Then you're gonna go into Nature Tremble. The reason why we do all of that is because those are all animation cancels. So you could do Nature Tremble to SF. I mean, okay, well I just messed it up, but there's, okay, let's see, Elven Rage really slowly, right? It's pretty slow. If we do something like a regeneration before it, it's gonna be pretty fast. You see how basically instant that was? You're not gonna have to wait for a charge on your Elven Rage. What else was there? I think that's basically it. What else was there? I guess you can use one of these. I would use this one. This is probably the only useful one in a 1v1 scenario. Basically, you press this, and that's a frontal into an SA with a very long cooldown. But if you find yourself lacking in a lot of CDs, right? So let's say I just blitz through all my CDs right now, right? And I use all this. Then let's say I don't know what to do next. I'm too panicked. Then I just press my button, and that's a good filler, because that's like 2 seconds of animation, or 1 second, however you would like to think about it. Yeah, that's basically it. That's how to play Awakening Ranger. Goodbye, guys. Thank you for watching Brainwave Boulevard.